Here's how to be a night owl. Wake up at the latest possible time and commence your perfectly constructed 10-minute routine to dash out the door. Walk through the piercing sunlight and get yourself a coffee before you snap at the person nearest to you. See that the early birds who have completed their 6 a.m. workouts had breakfast and look very put together. Spend the rest of the day resisting the urge to take a nap and suddenly become more awake at 9 p.m. Distract yourself with mindless tasks and doom scrolling, then realize it's 3 a.m. and you're the only person still active online. Try to sleep but lay awake for hours only to wake up the next day tired. Here's how to travel alone. Anytime you need to piss or shit at the airport, take your luggage into the toilet because you have no one to look after it. Sleep in the terminal, clutching your valuables in case someone comes to steal them. Fail to get any good holiday snaps because no one is around to take a photo. Realize your menu options are limited because most of the dishes require sharing. Learn the hard way that couch surfing is never really free. Enjoy a sunset by yourself, then get reminded by happy couples that you are forever alone. Have no one to blame for getting lost and convince yourself it's all part of the adventure. Would you like to choose a seat? Ooh, yes. That'll cost extra. Oh. How about a seat in the exit row with more room? Ooh, yes. That'll cost extra. Oh. Would you like a copy of your itinerary via SMS? Okay, well that's a text, so it should be free. That'll cost extra. Alright, I've taken all the extras. I paid a fortune for this ticket. Just check me in. Oh no, you do that yourself now. What? Yeah, go weigh your luggage, stick on your bag tag and print out your ticket. I just paid all this money to do this myself? I might as well go in the cockpit and fly the plane. Oh, that'll cost extra. Here's how to stay in a hotel. Immediately steal all the free products, then ensure you don't take items from the mini fridge because you realise you have to pay for them. Marvel at the view, but marvel even more at how the toilet paper is folded into little triangles. Think about getting room service until you realise how expensive it is. Get overwhelmed by the number of towels and get confused as to whether you just used one of them as a bath mat. Spend half an hour removing all unnecessary pillows from your bed. And forget to hang the do not disturb sign on the door and get woken up by housekeeping.
Luxury item I always got every week was the Nescafe Blend 43. Because that was the yeah, that's the fancy coffee in jail. Then we also every Sunday guys would chip in and buy powdered eggs and spam, and so you'd slice the spam and you'd cook it up on a hot plate, and then we'd have spam and egg sandwiches, and it was like our version of a bacon and egg roll.
Yeah.
And so like 10, 12 of us would all cook together.
Yeah.
And it just made it like a really nice Sunday ritual that just helped you to have this sense of normality that, like, yeah, even when you're in jail, you can have these nice experiences.
Yeah, this makes me really grateful for my normal eggs.
Here's this first drawing that I did. And I reckon it's a pair of tits. But then I showed this to my friend and she was like, well, no, I think you're wrong. I think this picture could be something like a little boy. Aww. And I was like, well, no, I think you're also wrong because I reckon this little boy also sees tits. So. Oh. Stick dick. Tried gold digging. I did. I saw this guy's profile online and he was like so old. He was so old. He was 42. And his bio said, I get flown all around the world for work, but I spend too many nights alone in 5-star hotel rooms with king-sized beds. It's like, okay, all right, we match. Turns out he was a flight attendant. Disappointing. Then he starts telling me about his wife, his children, how he's attracted to younger women. And I'm like, wow, like for a flight attendant, this is so much baggage. But the end of the story is that he actually unmatched me. Yeah, I know, right? I didn't even know older guys knew how to do that. Turns out it's pretty easy. The exits were this way and this way. Have you guys ever had that thing where you find someone like so attractive, and they say one thing and it just ruins it all? Like I was speaking to this guy and he was like, I don't mean to brag, but I'm actually an elite athlete. I was like, okay, that's cool. What sport do you play? And he went, I play ultimate frisbee. Yuck. Ultimate frisbee. Like that word ultimate in front of that word frisbee, that makes it sound so intense. And I feel like there should be a rule, right? Like you're not allowed to call a sport ultimate if you can play it at a picnic. Not allowed to call a sport ultimate if your best player is a dog. You're into period dramas and unpredictable plot twists, there's this new SBS on-demand thriller you're going to be obsessed with. The Doll Factory is based on the best-selling book by Elizabeth McNeil, which went viral on TikTok. It's about a girl who works at this doll shop with her twin sister. She secretly wants to be an artist, then stumbles into this painter who's desperate for her to be his next model. But not in a hot, hey sexy lady, let me paint you way. More in like a, I'm obsessed with you, you must be my queen way. Things get weirder when this taxidermist enters her life and becomes fixated. Does she ditch her sister for a new life? You'll have to find out. All episodes of The Doll Factory are free right now to stream on SBS On Demand. Here's what your Australian city says about you. If you're in Sydney, you've considered moving to Melbourne for better housing prices, but all of your friends and family are here, so you'll stay because you're too scared of change. If you're in Perth, when you've got nothing to talk about, you can always chat about the sea breeze or the stupidity of this cactus. If you're in Brisbane, your weather is always warm. You're single-handedly upholding the image of Australians wearing thongs and shorts during winter. If you're in Melbourne, coffee is your entire personality. Your day consists of protests, watching protests, and dodging lime scooters. By the way, I'll be touring all of these cities with my new comedy show, and the tickets are in my bio. If you're in Adelaide, wine culture is so ingrained, people refer to you as the city of churches, but you know you're the city of booze. Here are things that only happen in Perth. Free parking at the beach. This is a luxury taken for granted. Finding free beach parking in any other city would take longer than a trip to Perth. The situation at the airport. Perth Airport is the only place where you'll find everyone in the business lounge dressed in high-vis, referring to the rest of Australia as East Coast. I'm sorry, the rest of Australia has not been updated on this hip-hop rivalry terminology. And finally, the horrendous driving. People block you when they see you attempt to merge, and when they merge, it's like they completely forget how to drive. I can't tell if Perth driving is the Fast and the Furious or a game of bumper cars. Is every gym class summarized? If you want to feel the most amount of pain you'll ever feel in your life, take a Pilates class. I mean, look at this machine. This is not exercise. This is a modern torture device. Step is something you saw on social media and thought looked fun. Now you're in class and it looks like you've never taken a step in your life. Zumba is the class you go to feel humiliated. For some reason, everyone in the class knows the moves and you're lagging behind like a flailing rag doll. And with yoga, people think you're just posing, but you'll sweat so hard you'll slip off your mat. And half the time they're just naming animals. Downward dog, cat and cow. How about you give me a break and let's do the sloth? This is why Perth has the best public transport in Australia. I started my morning at the airport and of course I had to try all the free hand cream samples because I had nothing else to do. I boarded my Jetstar flight and I don't know if they got a new plane, but they had a charging port and a phone and cup holder, plus it arrived on time. Like, excuse me, when did Jetstar become better than Qantas? Also, this is how I sleep on planes. I just like tie my jacket around and go to sleep, lol. Then I landed in Perth, which, by the way, has amazing Asian food. Like, I got this pho and it was so tasty. Of course, after picking all the coriander out. Then I walked around the pleasure garden and picked up my flyers because your girl's doing a show here and she's hustling. Then I bumped into this bus stop, which, oh my God, it was amazing. They tell you exactly when the next bus will arrive. It gives you live updates via this QR code. And if you push this button, it'll read the arrival time out loud, which is really accessible. Plus, it's completely free. Like, what? Then I went to my Airbnb and I dropped my glasses in this little nook because I'm a fucking fool and I had to like fish them out with a coat hanger. Then I learnt the painful lesson that Perth evenings are full of mosquitoes, so I spent the rest of the night with a can of Mortein.